Welcome everyone. So today we will start revision of chapter 1, which is matter in our surroundings. So from today I will start giving you notes also. That means these points which I am discussing with you, these points they are in the form of notes. So the same thing you have to note it down in your fair notebook, and these notes you have to maintain in your notebook on a daily basis. That means daily I will share these notes with you, and at the same time we will also revise this chapter, so everything will be clear to you if you are having still any confusion left in this first chapter. So you need to do this. Apart from that, on Saturday we completed chapter 1, including all those questions, exercise questions and everything, and I hope that you have already completed those questions. if you haven't if you haven't done it till now, then try to do it as soon as you can. It is because once I will start sharing notes with you, then you will be way too behind, and it will be difficult for you to just complete everything on a daily basis. So try to complete those questions, and that is why I discussed all the questions with you, and so that you will be easily able to complete your notes daily, which I will share with you. So let us start with our first topic, that is matter. As you can see that the heading itself, or the name of the chapter itself, it is matter in our surrounding. So the first thing which we need to know is what is matter. So matter is anything which occupies space and have mass is called matter. That means it should have these two property. First thing, that it should occupy space, and it should have mass as well. So that is why I shared some examples with you, and you also know most of the examples. So stone, chair, book, air, etc. Apart from this also you can give lot of examples. Now classification of matter. So this is very important, and there are actually matter, it is classified on the basis of two classification. First is physical classification, and the second one is chemical classification. So in this chapter, whatever topics we have covered, whatever the points we have discussed, all these things, it comes under physical classification, and in chemical classification about it we will study in chapter 2. So as you can see that physical classification, on the basis of that, what comes under, so states of matter, that means different states of matter, it comes under physical classification, and that is what we have discussed in chapter 1. Whereas in chemical classification, the things which comes under is element, compound and mixture. So about element, compound and mixture we will discuss in chapter 2. Now characteristics of particles of matter. So we discussed the three characteristics of particles of matter. Actually I have given here 4 points in characteristics of particles of matter. Once we will discuss, you will understand that what additional point I have included. So point 1, or the characteristic 1, is particles of matter have space between them, and we have discussed lot of activities in characteristics of particles of matter. So I have taken few examples also, so that you will understand these characteristics in proper manner. So particles of matter have space between them. So it is given, when we dissolve salt or sugar in water, no change in volume is observed, because particles of salt or sugar get into the spaces between the particles of matter, and here matter is water. So what happens when we dissolve salt and sugar in water, then the volume of water is not increasing, the volume remains same. So where this salt or sugar has gone, this salt and sugar actually they have occupied the spaces which is left by the particles of water in between. So these spaces which is occupied by sugar, which result that the volume of water is not changing at all. Now point number 2 is particles of matter move continuously. So this also we have discussed, and we have discussed a lot of examples like agarbatti and all. So aroma of food and smell of perfume can be observed from several distance. It is because of the particles of matter, they move continuously. Suppose if food is kept somewhere, and then the particles of food, it is mixed with air. Same way smell of perfume we are also able to get from several meters away. It is because particles of perfume, it is also getting mixed with air, and then it is continuously moving, and that is how it is reaching to farther places as well. So this is about the second property. Now the third property is particles of matter have force of attraction, and we have discussed about it. It is said to be intermolecular force of attraction. So order of force of attraction between particles, it is that solid, in solid it is greatest, then in liquid, and then in gas. So we know that in case of solid, force of attraction is maximum, and in gas force of attraction is minimum. So this is about the intermolecular force of attraction, which we have discussed lot of times. Now characteristic 4 is particles of matter are very tiny in size. So 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate can color a large quantity of water. This shows that a crystal consists of millions of tiny particles. If you remember this thing we discussed in one of the activity, and if you don't have potassium permanganate, you can also do this experiment with the help of Dettol. So what you have to do, that you have to mix only few drops of Dettol in a bucket full of water, and you will be, if you are diluting it, then also you will be still able to get the smell of Dettol. So how this happens? This happens because 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate, it consists of tiny of millions of particles of potassium permanganate, which keeps on dividing. Same way, in case of Dettol also, a few drops of Dettol, it contains millions of Dettol particles, and that is how we are able to smell the particles, or the smell Dettol if still we are diluting it in several liters of water. So this is the reason that particles of matter are very tiny in size. So actually see the difference here which I have given, and the thing which is mentioned in your book is that in your book they have given characteristics of particles of matter, and they have discussed only first, second, and third point, and they have discussed this fourth point in the size of the particles of matter, or how small are the size of the particle of matter, like that. So that is a separate topic they have given, but actually this is also a characteristic of particle of matter, and that is why I have included in the same heading of characteristic of particles of matter. So in whatever way you want you can write it, but like this, or if you want, then also it is absolutely correct. So this is for today. Tomorrow we will discuss about other topic, that means the next topic, which is the states of matter. Thank you.